time. So now we have the last session. That's the session where the voices of the people which belong to that region. So the human rights organizations and the representatives of the communities, they will speak that what are the you can say this different aspects of the CPEC on their community and how the state is reacting towards them, whether he's a social activist, a political party representative, or a human rights activist, either or a human rights organization member or a journalist. That what is the response of the state towards them? So please, first of all, I give the floor to respected Basir Naveed Saab. He is the executive director of International Human Rights Council from Hong Kong. His organization has been newly formed and has been in this short period has got a lot of attention because of its urgent appeals. And so sir, the floor is with you, and he is a very prominent human rights activist throughout Gulistan. As I have stated this thing, that the people inside South Asia see him as a lifesaver. So the floor is with you.
Thank you.
For sure. Yeah.
Thank you. I think that every aspect has been discussed, and it is very informative since 2 sessions, and very small space is left for us because the related things with the CPEC has been discussed very vastly and in a good way and very informative way. I have to talk on that human rights, the impacts on human rights, or what is the situation growing after this CPEC, what is the situation of human rights growing after this CPEC. And really, I don't want to read all the paper, but just briefly I will say, because that I think I have to appreciate your patience that you are still sitting over here. And I will talk much more on the human rights situation in Pakistan. So that after this CPEC, and very slowly and very in an unseen way, the violation of human rights or the fundamental rights were increasing, and no one was actually observing it thoroughly or very critical way, because everything we were focusing on the United Nations and its mandates about different human rights issues. But on the other side, how militarization was strengthening and how China was influencing Pakistan. So the first casualty was about this, we can say that freedom of expression. And now so many things have been given very sacred status, like that China does not believe in the political leadership or political parties or political process, and it thinks that Pakistan can be dealt in a better way through the military. So this all CPEC responsibility have been given to the military. So now some time back, till the 2008 or 2011, even after the Osama bin Laden, the military was not being not have been respected properly in Pakistan, and they were feeling shy to have dress or uniform in the public places. Now this sacred status has been given to the military, and the media houses have been told that nothing should come against the military, and they should always to support the military and give a very sacred status, like that it is the part of the Islam. If you say something against military or journals, then you are either become the anti-Islam or anti-state element. So, and even that military officers are monitoring every program, and particularly after the 6 or 7 o'clock, they dictate the media houses what to be broadcasted and what to be printed. So this is a common, and they say that yesterday you did this and don't do that. And I think Taha was also that part of that movement of journalist movement. So Taha knows these things better, that how the ordinary major or colonels are dictating daily, and ISPR have been given also a very special, that ISPR means that inter-services public relations, that a journal is dominating over there, and that daily it is said that from things, the daily things are coming in the from the ISPR, what they have to do, and if any international thing comes or the news comes, then the journalists have to in a way ask ISPR what to do. Otherwise those journalists are not saved or spared by the ISPR. And as we know that many media houses have been closed, and government or the military has stopped the that a very what you say, a lever in their hand, that to stop the government or official advertisement to the media houses. Now media houses have been also denied of their right of having the government or official advertisement. So they are facing the losses over there. And in that way, that this CPEC has also been given a good, a respectful status, and it is said that nothing should be said against the CPEC, or nothing should come in that critical way that CPEC can be discussed much in the media, critically discussed in the media, and it should be given as the equal status as like that Pakistan has sanctity, or in the people's mind what Pakistan has sanctity. So CPEC should have that one. And according to that, CPEC, people cannot talk, or some new English newspapers are coming with that articles, critical articles, but in the end they say that okay, this is a good CPEC, a good project or good investment. So its prices or its cost is increasing, as many people have discussed over here. And also many people have discussed that how much displacement has been done because of the CPEC and nothing is being paid. And also that impunity is now has also that it cannot be discussed. And impunity has been given and in the country, that sometime back, if 2-3 years ago you go, so the most, whenever the human rights issues have been discussing, the people were discussing impunity. But nowadays it is not, because that through this militarization, the military has also entered into the judicial process, and judiciary cannot decide any case or whatever the cases were, that if judge decides something good, and so in the written decisions, final decisions when it comes, so judges have to change, because somewhere else their observations, their judgments are being discussed, and the judges are forced to stop. For this reason that judges never decide or never give the full judgment on the day of when they have to decide or decide this decision. So they announce 2 or 3 lines about the judgment, and they reserve the judgment for 15 days or 1 month or something. So this is again a process, much more how military is influencing. since military got the backing of the China and its investment and force, so military is actually entering in this judicial process, and that now impunity is not being discussed in the country. One example of this impunity, how impunity was given, is that latest when the 4 persons of a family were shot dead in our Punjab city of Sahiwal, and 7 times or 8 times the killers have changed their statements, and government is not following, not acting on that to punish or to give punishment to the killers or perpetrators or law enforcement agencies. So this, how impunity is working in our country, this is a very much visible in our country. And also, I have to make short of this because so many things have been discussed over here. Many media houses have been closed, and there are many journalists nowadays. It is journalists on the streets, and they are observing protests against the retrenchment. And it is said by the journalist organizations that the journalist and non-journalist staff, about 2,000, have been retrenched after this government's action not to give the advertisements to the media houses, those who are following the independent view or independent journalism. Many anchor persons have been relieved of their job because they were open and free, and also that many are still in arrest. One journalist who was anchor, maybe whatever the reason, but when he was produced before the court, he was handcuffed. And now after civil society's protest, he has been just given bail after 2 months, something like that. Cyber laws are very obvious that everything is monitored. Whatever our, even this our WhatsApp are also monitored. Particularly the journalist or the anchor persons, they whatever WhatsApp says that it is encrypted or these things, but these intelligence agencies have those technology to read, and they quickly respond. These intelligence agencies are, if I write something, so they quickly respond, and even they don't feel shy to mention their name as ISI. So I have to cut short. Okay, so that's why I'm. It is also observed that after 2015, when this CPEC has come and Chinese influence have increased, so as discussed over here, enforced disappearances is increasing. So much more focus was on Balochistan, and it is still not stopped. The Sindh is now, province of Sindh is under attack. So the writers, poets, journalists, many people and activists, young activists are being disappeared, and sometimes they are killed, and sometimes they are released after torture and these things, so they cannot talk what has happened in their incommunicado. And also our friend is sitting from Pashtun movement. So from that KP, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, it is increased in manifold. Now they have the list of 8,500 persons who are missing. So he will tell further on this thing. Extrajudicial is also, killing is also became the very norm of the our judicial system does not work on that. And last year, around 832 persons were extrajudicially killed only in one city, that was Karachi city. So many other places, because it is very easy to say the encounter with the people or police encounter. Some says that there are kidnapping and just killing. And also the mass graves are found in the Balochistan. In 2013 it was. Now in the last year, 2018 and 2017, in two different areas the mass graves were found. And the biggest mass grave was with the 169 persons, including 2 women. So the now this foreign affairs, no one can talk, only military can talk. Also, some people in question another way that CPEC is passing through the internationally disputed areas like Gilgit-Baltistan, Kashmir. So instigating the India to act quickly, either through the UN or through the war. So war would be the better way because the Indian counterpart, Prime Minister, is also warmongering. So it can be a war over there because of this. And China, when it has decided by the China to build that through that disputed area, so it means that there would be a war about that on the international dispute borders area. And also that I think so many things have been said. So okay, we will discuss. And also the movement, freedom of movement is also restricted. And now around 3,000 persons are in blacklist and some 1,000 or more on the exit control list. So people don't know when they go to the airport, then they are told that your name is on blacklist or you are on the exit control list. So that freedom of movement has been stopped. And those who are outside the country, their name are also on the exit control list. The government itself wants that those people should not come inside. Thank you very much, and we will discuss now.
Thank you, respected Basit Saab. Yeah, we will, with respect to your speech, we will publish it on our website if anybody, later on wants to read his complete speech, so we will get that opportunity. Now I move ahead and give the floor to respected Sardar Shaukat Ali Kashmir.